Calcashout Parish has been able to notify its citizens throughout the parish during times of emergencies for many years. However, with technology changing at a rapid pace, parish planners are implementing new ways of reaching the people of Calcashout Parish. Norman Bordeaux, Operations Manager for Calcashout Parish Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness, explains.
We've had for many years the ability to call citizens in the event of an emergency to give them very specific information on what's going on and what they may need to do to help protect themselves. We've come to the point where we need to reach out to our citizens in other ways. In the past, the information that we have has always been a home phone number that we get through Bell South. And we can use what is called as a reverse 911 to call out to people. What we have now is the ability through an enhancement in our current system, our vendor called First Call, is now we have the option to register, in addition to just your home phone number, a cell phone number, text messaging information, emails. So regardless of where you're at, you'll be able to be informed if something's going on either in the area where your home is or being you've enlisted if other types of information is specific for the group of people who have registered separately through our website.
In the past, the emergency notification system was used primarily for shelter in place. As times have changed, the emphasis on chemical events is no longer the main reason for the notification system.
Mostly in the past we had used them specifically for chemical events, shelter in places. That had been the initial thrust of the program many years ago and had remained as the mainstay for many years. However, as things have changed and we have decided to use this system for other types of emergencies, such as we've used them on a number of occasions for a lost child, a found child, a lost Alzheimer's patient, as recently as this week for a notification for an escaped convict. So that the types of notifications that you could be getting would be of that nature. It could be also of severe weather, particularly flooding.
A new system called Calcashout is now available for the residents of Calcashout Parish to register their contact information. Dave McIntosh, Emergency Planner for Calcashout Parish Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness, tells us more.
Calcashout is being added to what we've had for about a year and a half now, which is our ring-down system for the parish. But we need the people to register on their own because right now the telephone numbers that we have are not absolutely correct because they have not been changed or updated since before Hurricane Rita. So we need the latest information. Also, we want people to be able to come in and change their information and let us know for sure that they want to be notified in case they have to evacuate or something for a hurricane or a flood or whatever it happens to be. And we're getting that ready now to add into the first call system that we do have. Calcashout is a registration page, basically is what it is for us. There will be a link on the parish web page that you will go. It's a registration form. You just click on the registration part of it. It'll bring up this picture that's on the screen right now, and you just follow right on through it. Add your name and don't need your address, just the particular phone numbers. And the first phone number that you put on there is the one that you're most likely going to want to be notified at. It can be a cell phone or your home phone, whatever. And then add in additional phones that you have available can be contacted at, work numbers and whatever else. You can also put your email address on there. We're not going to be using email addresses yet, but as we go through the system, we upgrade the system with First Call, there may be a time when we will need that email to contact you in a different way.
There are several ways you can register for Calcashout.
There are ways of registering for this without going through the web page at the parish. You can go in through other means, there's a number that you'll be able to call if you're not comfortable with computers or don't have a computer but still want to be registered.
Dick Grimion, Director for Calcashout Parish Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness, tells us how your information is used once Calcashout receives the registration.
When we get your number, we're going to do what they call geocoding, and we're going to associate that number with an address that you give us. And that way, if something happens in the area where you give us that address, we'll be able to notify you of what's going on. For example, if you don't have a landline that is associated with that address and something happens near that address, you'll get a call on your cell phone, perhaps a text message on your cell phone telling you that there's something going on around the address that you give us.
Knowing what the message is and what it means is important.
One thing I do want to stress, though, is this is just part of our system. We have sirens, we notify the media, we notify the National Weather Service, we make these phone calls, we're going to be sending out text messages in the future. All of these are just pieces of a puzzle, but really the important thing is people who live in Southwest Louisiana really need to have a good personal emergency plan. And when something like this happens, it's one thing for delivering the message, it's quite another thing for people to understand what the message means. And if we call and tell you that the shelter-in-place has been issued for your area, you need to know what the 4 steps of shelter-in-place are. And so, or what does an immediate evacuation mean versus an evacuation for something like a hurricane? For a chemical event, that evacuation may mean that you need to drop what you're doing, you gather up a few clothes, your medicine, some money, your pets, your children, and leave immediately. So that's really a difficulty that we have with any type of warning system, is getting people to understand what the message is.
To register for Calcashout online, go to www.calcashout.com, or you can go to the Calcashout Parish Police Jury website at www.cppj.net. If you would like more information on Calcashout, you can call 721-3800.